Hey, what's up guys in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about why the Philadelphia 76ers should be the favorites to come out of the East and make the NBA Finals. And yes, I mean, they're not the complete favorites, as I mean, they have Cleveland, and they really do have to worry about Cleveland. Cleveland has a huge chance of making the Finals as well, but I'm going to be giving a little bit of reasons why the 76ers could or should be favorites to actually beat Cleveland in the conference finals and make the NBA Finals and win the East. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. My first reason why they could actually win the East is, well, because they're in the East. The East is very, very, very weak compared to the Western Conference. And just look at it. I mean, they only have really one real threat, and that is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I mean, right now they lost their first game at home to the Indiana Pacers in the first round. I don't think Cleveland's going to lose in the first round or anything. I think it's going to be Cleveland against 76ers in the conference finals. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, still, Cleveland's really their only threat. As I mean, the Raptors, they're the one seed, but they're not really a finals contender, you know what I mean? They're more of a regular season team than a postseason team. And then, I mean, whoever they play in the second round, well, they're not going to be that good. So they're really, they only have one threat, not to win the East. So really, they have the easiest thing possible to make it to the East. Now, if they were in the West, they would have to play many teams that could at least beat them and be finals contenders. They have two finals contenders in the West, if not three, and they would have to go through Oklahoma. But no, in the East, they only have to go through Cleveland, and they don't even see Cleveland until the conference finals. And kind of adding on to that point, my second point is going to be that they have the easiest path in the entire East. I mean, just look, their first round opponent is the Miami Heat, and I mean, yeah, they should be able to handle the Miami Heat. They lost tonight, but I mean, they handled them very, very well, and it's without Joel Embiid. So once they get Joel Embiid, obviously they will be able to beat the Miami Heat. If they don't, that would be a huge upset, but I really think they will end up winning that series. And then their opponent in the second round would either be the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, led by Jason Tatum and Al Horford, meaning they really don't have like this game changer anymore. The Celtics don't. So I would give either one of those series to the Philadelphia 76ers, and I mean, boom, they're already in the conference finals. And then the next series that they would have to play, they would either play the Cavs or somehow the Raptors or whoever they play. But they would most likely be playing the Cavs in the conference finals. And, well, then at that point, it's probably going to go to a 7-game series. And then there's no telling who really wins that. LeBron's never lost a Game 7, but maybe there's a first time for everything. You never know. So, I mean, once it gets to Game 7, it's kind of a toss-up. You can give to either team because it's a 50-50 shot. So I think we'll probably go to Game 7 in the conference finals. And then Philadelphia 76ers might win, and then boom, you're in the finals, and you won the East. The East is not a very hard conference to win, as you can see. And then also, I mean, my third reason is going to be that in the finals, they would have even potential to win. So it's not like they'd make the finals and just be complete and utter trash. So say they do win the East, they beat the Cavs in the conference finals, and they do from all the reasons I just listed. Now I'm going to get into like why they match up well against Houston and Golden State. And the reason I say Houston and Golden State, because let's be honest, those are the only two real finals contenders like in the entire league that's not in the East right now. So I mean, pretty much they're guaranteed to play Houston or the Warriors in the finals if they were to make the NBA Finals. And just look, both teams have great offenses. Obviously, Houston and Golden State are known for their offenses, but a very underrated offense is Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, Ben Simmons offers you 16 points per game, which is very good, and he doesn't have a shot, but I mean, they have enough three-point shooters and like role players to pick up that offensive slack. So they are pretty good on offense, but also they are very good on defense. Ben Simmons can guard every single player on the court, especially for Golden State, because like Golden State could guard anyone on Golden State, from Steph Curry to Durant and to Draymond Green. He can even guard Klay Thompson. I mean, he can really guard every single position but the center. And then to guard the center, you have one of the best in the game, Joel Embiid, to guard Zaza Pachulia or JaVale McGee. And I mean, neither one of them are anywhere near the player that Embiid is. So Embiid would then be able to have a field day, and then obviously the role players will be able to do what they do and score a little bit. But then you even go to the Houston Rockets and you look at their matchup. Simmons can guard James Harden or Chris Paul, either one that he will be able to at least slow down. He might not be able to lock either one up, but he would definitely be able to slow him down. Joel Embiid, he will be able to play with Capella. He's better than Capella. Capella's had a breakout year so far as center, but I still think Embiid's a better center than Capella personally is. So I mean, just with all that factoring in, plus the depth isn't that much of a difference. I mean, Houston's usually really good on the bench. They had last year 6-man of the year and Eric Gordon. Their bench is usually their biggest factor of winning games. I mean, the Sixers bench is also very deep and very, very strong. So I mean, it's not like they have their biggest factor even in play anymore. I mean, And there's a lot of factors that go in it, so they could compete with the Warriors and Houston in the finals if they were to make the NBA Finals. But now, before y'all call me a bandwagon or anything, before I end off this video, before y'all call me a bandwagon, I do not like the 76ers. I like the New Orleans Pelicans, and I want them to win the finals, but it's not going to happen. They're probably not going to win the first round, so I mean, don't call me a bandwagon or anything, but I do think 76ers have a legit chance of winning the entire East, only because of how weak the Eastern Conference really is, and I mean how easy their path is going to be. If you give almost any Western Conference team the path that 76ers have, they would make it to the conference finals guaranteed, and then have to play with the Cavs in the conference finals to see who would go to the actual NBA finals itself. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. So if you did like the video at any point, please hit the like button. It would definitely mean the road to me. If you really like the video and want to help me out a ton, hit the subscribe button. That would literally mean the road to me, and I would literally suck your dick. I mean, I would love you forever, like I said earlier. And also comment below, do you think the 76ers have legit chances of making the NBA finals, the conference finals? Do you think they could win the East? I want to hear everything you want to say below. I really do. Please, and if you have any video ideas that you might want to see from me, I will make them. I need video ideas. I mean, there's really nothing going on in the NBA besides the playoffs, and once the playoffs ends and the NBA finals ends, well, I'm literally going to be scrapping for video ideas, so I'll need y'all's help and support with those comments below. It would mean the road to me. Kids, don't think it for gratitude. Never do veterans. Always do drugs. Stay safe. Goodbye.